Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. In the previous videos in this playlist we used worksheet formulas and then VBA to merge names into a single cell in Excel. And now let's look at the opposite scenario. We're going to be splitting email addresses into their username and domain. And in this video we'll focus on doing this using worksheet formulas. And of course we can also use the text to columns feature under the data tab, but honestly I find that one a bit boring. So let's use formulas instead. And let's start with probably the easiest solution using the TEXTBEFORE and TEXTAFTER functions. But I should mention though that these functions are available only in modern versions of Excel, such as Excel 365. So let's start here. I'm going to type in the equal sign and let's use TEXTBEFORE. And the text is in cell A2 and the delimiter is the @ symbol. And if I click enter, we will get the username. So this is TEXTBEFORE. And to get the domain, we can use TEXTAFTER. And the text is again in cell A2 and the delimiter is once again the @ symbol. And we're getting the domain. So this is TEXTAFTER. Now let's take a look at another relatively simple approach using the TEXTSPLIT function. But once again, this function was introduced quite recently, so it's not available in older Excel versions. So if I type in the equal sign and use the TEXTSPLIT function, the text is again cell A2 and the column delimiter argument is the @ symbol. Now if I click F9, we'll see that Excel returns an array of 2 items, the username and the domain. Now in order to continue editing this formula, I can click Ctrl Z and use the index function in order to get the username first. So it's with index 1. And I can do exactly the same in order to get the domain. But this time in the index function, I will pass 2. And this will return the domain. So this is index split TEXTSPLIT. But as mentioned, these functions here are only available in modern versions of Excel. So now let's do this in the old-fashioned way. And what we will have to do is we will have to find the position of the @ symbol, in this case in cell A2. And to do this, we can use the search or the find functions. I think the difference between them is that search is case insensitive, whereas find is case sensitive. But since we are looking for the @symbol, then both functions will return the same result. So if I write search, yeah, as you can see here, it's saying not case sensitive. Whereas if I was using find, in this little tooltip, it's saying that find is case sensitive. So let's go back to search because this is my habit. And we're going to be looking for the @symbol. Within text is cell A2. And the start argument, start number by default is 1. So if I now click enter, it says that the @symbol is the 15th character. Now in order to get the left part, I can use the left function and subtract 1 from that 15. Or I can write left, the text is cell A2, and here I simply need to subtract 1 and close the parentheses. And if I want to ensure that there is no any like spaces, or I mean in this case there won't be spaces, but I think it's always a good idea to click F9 to see that the result looks good. So now let's click Ctrl Z. And this is using left and search. And the domain, that's going to be a little bit more difficult because we will have to find exactly how many characters to get after the @ symbol. And for this, we can once again use the search function and find the @ symbol in cell A2, starting from the first character. And now, in order to know how many characters to get in order to pass to the right function, we can use the len function first, which will return the total number of characters in the string. And now we can use this as an argument in the right function. So I think this should do the trick. If I click F9, looks good. So now I can click enter. And let me write here that this is a combination of write, len, and search functions. And if I now select these 6 cells and make a double click here, it's going to apply these functions to all 200 rows. Alright, in the next video we'll do the same thing using VBA. So this is going to be for VBA username and then VBA domain. And then at least we will not need to worry about Excel version compatibility at all. So I'll see you there.